Welcome back everyone to the channel. I'm really excited about today's video. I'm going to be talking about some things that I do to help me stay positive. Just some tips and tricks. And without further ado, let's get started. Before we go into the video and just hear me out, I do want to start off with a disclaimer in that a lot of these things that I'm going to be talking about are like drafts. I am still in the works of practicing it. I am not perfect, and I hope that it doesn't come off that way. And this is not a complete list. There's things that in the future needs to be edited, changed, and even things added to the list. And so this is always a working list for me, and this is always just a reminder for me to keep practicing these. And I also want to note that I hope that this video is not about like toxic positivity too. I do recognize that sometimes as a society and a culture we tend to glamorize or romanticize something along those lines about positivity, and that we don't acknowledge our feelings, or we don't acknowledge or just like neutralize. Or yes, what I'm saying is I do not want this to come off as very toxic positivity, and that like if you're not feeling okay, it's okay to seek help, it's okay to seek resources too, because this is definitely not, I'm not saying you shouldn't acknowledge your feelings. If you're feeling depressed, please seek help, because I think that is the best thing to do, is to seek professional help. I am not professional. And so without further ado, let's get started. I have my list here. So the first thing I wanted to do is, I actually wanted to do this last video, but I didn't get to. So we're going to do it this video, is do some affirmations cards to just ground ourselves and to just help us start off the vibe of this video. To just set the tone. So let's do that. I have my Hmong affirmation cards with me here. We are gonna shuffle the deck and pull out a card, and I am going to read what the card says. And it's written in both Hmong and English, so we're gonna see what it says. So that means I'm gonna have to put the mic down for a second. Okay. That was kind of a hard shuffle. I shuffled and 3 cards fell, and I'm like, okay, I should have read the 3 cards, but I just wanted to do one. So we're just going to stick with the one I have in my hand right now. I do want to say that before this video, I did a sound bowl, and it was one of the best sound bowls I've ever done. And so that confirms that this is the right time to film this video. Let's read what the affirmation says. Oh, this one's so beautiful. I say this about every single card I pull out whenever I do this, but this is so beautiful, and this is such a great reminder, and it aligns so much with, in a way, it does align with this video. So the card looks like this. It's so beautiful. It basically says Kuhlu Kutu King. It means I love myself. So I'm gonna say that one more time, both in English and Hmong. Hmong is it is Kuhlu Kutu King. And then English, I love myself. What a beautiful card. I love it. I love it. Love it. Let's get on with what the activity is that I am going to be doing today, and some points that I wanted to point out. Also, when I was editing the last video and everything, and also hearing feedback from my sister, my brother, because they watched this video too, they said it was really hard to hear me because of my breathing, which I acknowledge because it was, but I wasn't gonna stress about it because I was like, this is my first time and I'm not gonna stress about it. I just really want to put out at that moment what I wanted to put out to the world and just edit and just put it out. And so I'm working on it. I know I'm not perfect, but I'm glad that I got to let out what I needed to let out in that video and just spread the goodness out there. And so I do recognize that. I'm working on that, and hopefully in the future when this channel progress and when I get better as a creator, that the content and everything is better in the quality. So thank you for bearing with me. But in today's video, I am going to be doing bandao. I'm going to show you all what I've been working on. So, and I'm sorry if needle scares any of you. If it does, just please don't watch the video, or you don't even need to watch the video or listen. Like, you can, exit out. I understand. It can sometimes be triggering too. So I understand that. But actually I'm gonna hide it, so yeah. But I've been working on a bandao piece. This is for a friend of mine. Her birthday's coming up, and I really want to make this bandao piece for her. She's also Hmong, and I feel like this is something that she will really love and appreciate, and I really want to finish it. I still have other colors to go, and so now I'm working on the green. I'm doing rainbow if you don't notice too. So this is gonna be the activity. I'm really excited. I've been working really hard on this. So yes, I recently learned how to do bandao, and I'm like trying to think of other projects to do after this one too. And so yeah. Okay, enough chatter. Let's get started. I kept saying that. I said that like 3 times, but yeah, for real this time, let's get to the points. Okay, so the first point that I wanted to talk about in terms of how I stay positive is I honestly just honor my feelings whenever I'm not feeling great. Honestly, I'll be truly honest. Honoring my feelings means many different things. So some days if I'm feeling sad or mad or anything, honestly, I'm always in my head and asking myself these I guess really self-critical questions of why am I acting this way, or why am I thinking this way, or why am I it's a lot of in my head, and I don't know if that's part of the process. But what I do know is that if I'm feeling sad, I no longer beat myself up over I'm feeling sad, I should be happy, I should be grateful. I no longer do any of that or practice any of that, because it's just not, it's very toxic, honestly. And so for me, how I stay positive is I honor my feelings. If I'm feeling sad, I would just sleep, honestly. Sleep, I feel like it's the best solution. Not the best, but a lot of times it does help me clear my head. And so I sleep it off. So my mind is blank right now, but honoring your feelings is really important, and just feeling it out what you need to fill out is really important, and making sure that you take care of yourself. Yes. Okay, next point. Affirmations. One thing that I've been doing for the past few weeks is doing a lot of affirmations. So every single time when I wake up, I always listen to the same YouTube affirmation video. I really love Leor Alexandra's affirmation videos. I feel like she has a very calming voice and just soothing music. I also love Lavender. If you all don't know who they are, please check them out. They're amazing. I usually listen to a lot of their meditation and a lot of their affirmation videos. I've been listening to the same one by Leor every morning, and I feel like that does set the mood. That does make me feel much just positive throughout my days, throughout my weeks, throughout my month. I feel like it makes such a big difference. I also go to sleep with like these YouTube videos of just frequencies to help me just stay positive. I've been doing the same one in terms of YouTube video affirmation in the morning and the frequency video at night, the same, two different ones, but like basically I've been listening to the same video at night and the same video in the morning, and I feel like it has made such a big difference in my mindset and it has shifted the way how I approach and think about things too. And so it's been really helpful in making me feel so much happier and just so much more positive. And so I highly recommend it. I did not sound confident when I said that. I highly recommend it if you haven't done that yet. I also wrote down songs, positive self-talk. Yes, that's right. That reminds me. So it's been summer and I was like, first I need like more music choices because I listen to the same songs, and second, I honestly want to be more like intentional about the songs that I'm listening to. Not that like I'm not listening to good songs, because I can vibe with it, but I feel like a lot of times we don't recognize the things that we're saying and the things that we are singing too. And so lyrics are very powerful because they're words, and the way how you sing it out is also very powerful because you're saying it out loud, and sometimes we don't realize that that is a form of manifestation. And so what I've done is I've created a very affirming, beautiful, grateful, blessed playlist that I listen to a lot of like frequently, and it has just been helping me with like being on the same frequency of being positive. And so I've been really enjoying that. I was listening to it a lot when I was creating it, but I feel like, again, I go through this phase of like, when you listen to a song or a playlist so much that you need to change it up. So right now I'm kind of changing it up, but I'm kind of going back to it. I feel like these songs resonate with me, especially the lyrics, because it really speaks to me. And so songs are a great way to help you stay positive. Even singing songs, dancing to songs, vibing with it. I feel like the best time is like when you put songs on and you shower and you're just singing in the shower. That's like healing, because first you're showering, you're connecting with water. That sounded very more poetic than it should be, but it's poetic, I guess. You are connecting with water. Like, I feel like sometimes water is it cleanses you a lot. And so showering and listening to songs is sometimes the best feeling, especially at night or in the morning or in the afternoon. That's the best feeling. And then another thing I want to talk about in terms of affirmation is just positive self-talk. I feel like a lot of times I'm processing as I'm speaking, but a lot of times we're always in our head, and the first thing whenever we think about self-care or anything, it's just always our thoughts. And it's super powerful the way how we speak to ourselves and the way how we think about ourselves and think about our environment and those around us. I think it's really important to make sure that we're not keeping the negative self-talk, because I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, because it definitely does happen, and I want to acknowledge that. But I also want to acknowledge that like sometimes when we're too much into the negative self-talk, it can actually have a negative toll. It can actually have not a good impact on us. And so for me, it's just always reminding myself or grounding myself again, whether that's journaling, whether that's doing something else to keep my mind off of these thoughts. Because honestly, I could keep going on and on and on in my thoughts. I can go on and on and create all these not even gonna happen scenarios. And so I think positive self-talk, and it's honestly a practice to constantly tell yourself too that you're so capable and you're so beautiful and you're so intelligent. It's a practice, and even the person who's the most confident is not always the most too. And I also feel like some days are harder than others too. Some days you're feeling the most confident, some days you're not. And so it's a matter of always making sure that you fulfill other areas to help you stay positive. I don't know where I was going with that, but I hope that makes sense. Yes. The third thing. Also, I'm not even doing my bandao thing. Maybe because I'm just too into this video, but yes, I also feel like once I start getting like a proper mic, it will be so much more easier for me to do activities and also talk. But I guess for the remainder of this video, I am just going to talk. So yeah, I also feel like I'm talking too fast. Hopefully when I edit this, I'll take note of it. Sometimes I feel like I talk too fast, but when I watch myself, I feel like it's a good pace. So we'll see how it goes. The third thing that I note down is taking care of yourself. So that can mean sleeping, doing your hobbies, eating a good meal, journaling, that was a burp, etc. I feel like this is so important. It's always important to take care of yourself, because connecting back to what I was saying about a lot of times when we think about health, the first thing that we think a lot about is our mental or our thoughts, which is really important too. You should be, but we also don't recognize that our body holds a lot of like trauma. Our body holds a lot of like aches too and pain, and so it's really important to take care of your health too. And so when I say health, it's holistically too. And so that means journaling for your own good. I like to journal. I feel like it helps me connect with myself, and it helps me ground myself and my thoughts and in my head, and it just helps clear a lot of things. I love to find different hobbies to do. Two things that I've been loving to do is, first, I always do aerial yoga, and it doesn't only challenge me, but it really heals my body, especially when I have a lot of like lower back pain and things. So it helps me in that way, and it challenges me to stretch more, to do different things with my body that keeps me healthy, to make me active, honestly. And then another thing I love to do to keep me active is I love to boulder. I shouldn't say I love to boulder. I just do bouldering because it's a way to connect with my family, honestly. It's like a great time for me and my siblings to connect. And so bouldering has been really fun for us. It's honestly very challenging, but again, I need to first do something to keep me active, keep my body active and healthy. And second, it is just a time for me and my family to connect. And third, it is challenging, and you know, I'm up for it, and I'm willing to learn, and I'm willing to go through with it, because I want to get to the different levels. And honestly, I want to get to a point where I'm like good too, honestly. So finding different hobbies that really nurture your inner child and just nurture who you are. And like we talked about in the last video. Did we talk about the last video? I forgot. But it's always important, especially if you're working 9 to 5, or in general, if there's something that consumes a lot part of your life, like work, it's really important to make sure that you have hobbies to help balance that out. And so I love exploring new hobbies, and honestly, I'm looking for new hobbies too, in addition to the ones I have. And I feel like bandao has been a really great addition to that. Another one I wrote was sleeping. Honestly, this is something I'm working on, because I need to get better at sleeping. It's been really hard. I feel like it's been an unhealthy practice that I have been practicing ever since I was young in high school. And so it's something that I'm learning to prioritize and really work through it. Yeah, it's a work in progress. What I was saying about sleeping was, it's really important to make sure your body gets enough sleep at night, and so the next day you feel energized. Because now that I'm getting older, I do definitely notice a big difference when I don't have enough sleep at night, and it definitely affects my mood. It does. Like, I feel like I'm not my most like I'm not showing up fully, which is okay too. You don't always have to show up fully. I just feel like I'm just like, my body just not feel right. That's it. Like, I just feel groggy. It's just not the right kind of feeling. I don't know how to describe it. Hopefully anyone who's listening to this understands that feeling too. Like, the difference when you have a good night of sleep, 7 to 8 to 9 hours of sleep, and you just wake up feeling so refreshed, feeling like you could conquer the world. Like, it's just a different feeling, and I just want to make sure that I get enough rest too, because your body deserves rest too, and it's a form of like self-care for your body. Yeah. Another thing I wrote was eating a good meal. I feel like something as simple in terms of taking care of yourself is just like making sure you eat. I feel like that's really important. Eating a good meal, making sure that you like just take care of yourself, fulfill yourself, feed yourself, and nurture yourself. Honestly, don't forget to eat. Honestly, I'm saying this too as a reminder, because sometimes I forget to do that too when I get too in the zone and I get too focused, that I feel like if I take a break or even take a moment to eat, that like it will like redirect my focus, and now after I'm done I won't ever get in the zone again. But truthfully, you should eat. It's always important to take care of yourself. My last thing is make sure you surround yourself with people you love and that loves you. I think your environment plays such a huge part of the way how you think and the way how your mindset is. It's really important for you to surround yourself with people that loves you and that you love and that fulfills you, that are always there to uplift you and never ever to bring you down, and if anything holds you accountable to make you a better person. Honestly, the people that you're with is honestly who you become too. And so that's one thing to really factor in. And when you think about like, how do you rewire your brain to be more positive about yourself, to reprogram your mindset so that you don't fall into the self-criticism, and when you do, how do you pull yourself out of that, and how do you take care of that inner child and really remind themselves that they're loved and that you're there for them to take care of them. And so I think those things are really important to just remember, honestly. Yeah, I feel like I just flew through all these points so fast, but this is what I wrote down. Yeah. Let me see how long this video is. Oh, it's 24 minutes. That's a good, did I just breathe into you? Oops. I think that's a good time frame. Yes. Yeah. I think I'm gonna stop the video here. I want to say thank you so much for staying tuned and watching this video and or listen to this video. Honestly, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your patience and waiting for the second video. I am working on a schedule to help me stay on track and to just be more accountable for myself. This is something I really want to do, and I just need to be much more like serious about it, and I just need to hold myself more accountable for it, honestly. And so thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I didn't say this last video, but I'm gonna say it this time. Until next time, Sib Ntsib Dua. Thank you all. Bye. Sib Ntsib Dua.